So, according to Sony, when they made both PS Vita systems the same price and lowered the price in Japan, sales quadrupled. Guess what they're not going to do in any other territory? Either make the price the same for both units or drop the price at all. Yeah, I'm honestly at a loss for words because part of tonight's broadcast is also going to deal with Sony's inept customer service. Part of one of many straws that broke the camel's back for me and was a reason why I said, you know what, Sony, I'm not doing this anymore. You and me, we're done. I'm tired of your crap. I'm tired of dealing with your really, really horrible customer service. And I'm tired of you lying, package-wise or otherwise. And we'll get to that as well. But for you to have a living example of how much money you could be making on what is, outside of this proprietary memory bullcrap, a really good piece of tech. A really good handheld that really deserves better than what Sony is giving it. I mean, honestly, no. If this were an actor, I would be saying, look, kid, you gotta go with a different agent because this one's leading you nowhere. You've got talent, you've got skill, you've got ability. What you don't have is good representation or anybody dealing with you who has any sense of the business and how to run it. Basically, you're in the hands of morons. You could do a lot better. And I'm not joking about that. Although the personification, obviously. Anyways. So you have a living model of what you could be making in these other territories. Because you do have maybe a couple of decent games out there that are decent. You have a lot of apps. You even gave away some free games this week, although I don't care. Sure, Wild Arms for PS1 would have been kind of cool to have owned, but I don't care. I really seriously don't care because a lot of the other stuff you're offering is the PS Vita, PlayStation Plus stuff. And as stipulated, when it comes to the PlayStation Plus, you have free or discounted gifts until you leave the service, in which case all of the gifts they bestow upon you are then taken away. Which means it's not really a gift now, is it, Sony? That's not what a gift is. But if that doesn't illustrate or highlight how incompetent Sony is with almost everything that they do, like how do you do this, Sony? How do you take such a functional PlayStation store, turn it into an overly complicated, nightmare, visually headache-inducing app, which was one of your strong suits? I liked your store. I hate the Xbox store. I really hate Marketplace on the Xbox. It makes me grind my teeth because unless I'm looking for avatar items, I can almost never find anything on that damn store. Or if I do, it's by some stupid miracle that, God. And then you go follow suit. But let's be very honest here. You guys are all playing follow the leader, except you don't realize that neither of you are technically leader. You're following each other in a circle of stupid business decisions, thinking that the other is the leader and that the other is innovative. Because let's be extremely honest here. Microsoft changes their store, so you change your store. Only, just like their bad store, you turn yours into a really bad store. Then enter in frickin' Nintendo with the Wii U, who decides, gee, you know, with this basic model, or even with these other models that were, the deluxe model that we're coming out with, especially if these people are planning on going strictly digital, we're going to create a system where eventually you're going to need specific memory for your game saves and your game data. And those two cannot play well together. So we're going to force you, if you don't already have one, to buy a new SD card and a new external hard drive. You create... and then you go into it, you have a strong launch. Well, strong. I honestly, I was not impressed with the launch, which only made me feel better about not being an early adapter, Nintendo. You start going into their business practices. You start following the leader with Sony and with Microsoft, not realizing that they have no idea where they're going because they're trying to follow your dumb butt. And so then you deliver this stuff, and then you start pushing out, or no, part of it was also that you followed after the leader after Microsoft because you pushed the Wii U out the door before it was even ready, just like Xbox did, and just like you did with the 3DS. And we all know how well that launch went. You guys are made of stupid. And I don't understand how you've survived this far looking back on everything, other than for the longest time, as long as the economy was good, you could live off of nostalgia. Because we could enjoy, we could indulge this luxury that is gaming. We could be free to enjoy it because we had money. Now we don't have money. Now we're looking at this going, I spent all that money last gen? Are you kidding me? Was I drunk? Was I high? Why? Sure, I had some fun, but holy crap! When I think of the money that I could be using now, that could be in my bank account right now compared to all this stuff, I'm like, holy crap! But I digress. That's my little rant on the little ring around the rosy thing that's going on here with the gaming industry, trying to play grab ass with each other, but not really succeeding very well because God, how the mighty have fallen, seriously. But okay, so then this guy buys a PS Vita, despite my urging not to, and he buys two 32-megabyte memory cards because he figures one will be for apps and games saves and all that stuff, which isn't a stupid idea, and the other one would be for MP3s. Except the MP3 capacity is not quite as advertised, and I know to some of you this is going to be a small thing, and fine. Feel free to just shut off this video, I don't care. But for the few of you who actually care about my rants and my disgruntled nature at both Sony as well as their handling of the PS Vita and why I just got sick of it, this story illustrates it more than anything else. As Lewis soon discovered, the product description on the Vita's 32-gigabyte card isn't entirely accurate. According to the box, the card can hold over 9,000 songs. As stipulated, also they show the product feature from Sony Online, which says over actually 9,136 songs. But as Lewis points out, the Vita stopped him at 4,000 songs. Naturally, I contacted Sony's consumer support. Seriously, why would you waste your time, Lewis? I'm sorry, man. Talking to two different representatives, yeah, I've been there. I was told there was no limit, and then I was proven right when they told me to buy another memory stick for the rest of the music. No help, no reason why there is arbitrary limitations. Welcome to Sony's customer service experience. Sony's website confirms the restrictions. You can only save 4,000 songs to use offline on your machine. Oh, so yeah, you print out these product things that say that you can't, and then you say, yeah, no, right, no, no. You're right, you can only do 4,000 songs offline. Even when, God damn it. you see why the proprietary memory thing is stupid? Now, Kotaku's reached out for Sony for an explanation 2 weeks ago when they first heard his story, and Sony has not gotten back to them. Sony does not care. They act like they care, but they put people on the phone who will tell you that what's on the blog by people who know what they're talking about don't know what they are talking about. I've literally been told that, okay? When dealing with issues with my Vita and issues with connectivity between my PS3 and my Vita, which was a nightmare to connect for anything outside of the, what do you call that, the remote play feature. It was friggin' ridiculous trying to get some DLC that I bought working. It took me another week going through different forums, trying to discover the process and finding out that my Vita was constantly disconnecting itself from the very network that it was connected to for no reason whatsoever. And it was between a lot of that, the lack of games, the apps that had the piss-poor camera, and the apps that couldn't use that camera. Frobisher says, "I'm looking at you, you piece of crap." And on and on and on. It was a great little movie player. It was a great game player at times when there was games worth playing. It was a great MP3 player. I really enjoyed that. Of course, its battery life sucked when you were doing the MP3 player. Hell, for as much as I complain about my iPod, it has better battery life than the Vita when you're trying to do more than just the music, but at times even just doing the music on a full charge was ridiculously low how much time I could use off of it. And the photo viewer is pretty nice. I was using it for a while to do photo refs of cars that I was doing paint jobs for on Forza, using a Sony product to do some fun stuff on a Microsoft product. Good times. But eventually, I'm sick to death of Sony. I am sick to death of their horrible service. I'm sick to death of them treating me like I'm a criminal for being a legally paying customer, thank you very much, and making it basically like my investment in them and being an early adapter for them meant nothing. And eventually, I just looked at it and I said, you know what? I really do think I want a Wii, because at least with the Wii, I can play with my son instead of having to go through the bullcrap switching out of cards and reformatting my system just so my son can play Little Big Planet on my PS Vita on his card that I gave him after I bought the 8 gig, I bought the 4 gig card for my PS Vita, which was not worth the price I paid for it, FYI. It's crap. It is not worth that. And so, you know, Sony can just go screw themselves for all I care. I really hope the PS4 crashes and burns, because it's made of a lot of stupid too, and I've already talked about it. The streaming thing has issues. The internet mostly ideals, the internet-centric console idea is made of stupid, and I've brought about ideas about that, as well as what the devs want to do. This industry is just devolving, and it's sad. But Sony is certainly leading the charge of stupid.